24 hours a day, 7 days per week, with a fresh approach. www.999wefm.com. WeFM News, online, on demand.
Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
We got stoves, cook it, fry it, bake it, stew it, poach it, eat it, drink it, slurp it. At Quartz, you can get it. We got fridges, slurp it, chill it, freeze it, store it, crisp it, pack it, and stack it. At Quartz, you can get it. Wash or dryer it, wash it, fluff it, spin it, dry it, clean it, fold it, wear it, sort it, and soak it. Rinse it, load it. SDA gon' make you blend it, crush it, toast it. At Quartz, you can get it.
It's the appliance event happening now, only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Welcome back to WeFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited. I'm your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, Rafael Lavia, a 30-year-old laborer from Sandy Bay, was taken into custody on June 12, 2023, and charged with assault and theft. Lavia was charged with assaulting a 47-year-old laborer of the same address with an unknown object on the left side of his face. He was also charged with stealing $200 EC in cash from the said 47-year-old laborer. The incident occurred at Sandy Bay at about 9:30 p.m. on June 7, 2023. On Monday, June 12, Lavia entered a not guilty plea in Georgetown's magistrate court. He was granted bail of $4,000 with one surety. He was given the order to surrender all travel documents and directed to report to the Port Elizabeth Police Station between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. every Monday and Friday. Stop notices were issued at all ports of entry and exit. He is scheduled to appear in court on Monday, June 26, 2023. The use of insulting language towards unsatisfied passengers by omnibus drivers needs to stop immediately. This appeal comes from PC 1040 Hunt of the RSVGPF's Traffic Department this morning on WeFM's Traffic Talk program. Officer Hunt emphasized that there is zero tolerance for this sort of behavior.
We at the traffic department are now seeing a tendency of omnibus drivers, operators, and conductors, whereby they are seeing the need to be making use of insultive or indecent languages towards passengers whenever that passenger expressed discomfort in the service which were offered to them. I am here appealing to these omnibus drivers and operators and to remind them that it is a public service that which they are offering, and at no time they are allowed to make use of any indecent or insultive language to any passenger.
That was PC 1040 Hunt of the RSVGPF's Traffic Department. Officer Hunt encouraged anyone who has been affected by these actions to report it to the Traffic Department, noting that once there is sufficient evidence, charges will be laid against perpetrators. Still on the local scene, Denroy Small, a 17-year-old laborer from Vermont, was detained and charged on June 12, 2023 for allegedly stealing 111 mangoes valued at $111 EC, the property of an 89-year-old retired civil servant of the same address. The mangoes were stolen at Dubois, Vermont, between 5 p.m. on March 24, 2023, and 4 p.m. on May 25, 2023. On Tuesday, June 13, 2023, the accused appeared in the Serious Offences Court and pled not guilty. Bail in the amount of $200 was given on his own recognizance. The matter was adjourned and will be heard at the Layou Magistrate Court on Thursday, June 15th. Dan Roy Williams, a 23-year-old laborer of Sion Hill, was detained and charged on June 12, 2023 for allegedly unlawfully and maliciously wounding a 38-year-old laborer of Sandy Bay by stabbing him about his body with a pair of scissors. The incident occurred at Georgetown at about 4 a.m. on May 14, 2023. On June 12, Williams appeared in Georgetown Magistrates Court and pled not guilty. He was granted bail of $1,400 with one surety. The matter was adjourned to Monday, June 26, 2023. On to news in the region. The Caribbean Examinations Council, the CXC, has announced that regional examinations scheduled for this week will proceed as scheduled. On Wednesday, June 14th, the regional examination body reported that a fireproof cabinet containing examination papers for 9 subjects scheduled to be administered this week was stolen from a school in Jamaica. In a release issued Thursday afternoon, CXC said to date there has been no confirmation that the cabinet has been compromised. Following consultations with the regional ministries of education, the decision was made that the exams be administered as planned. CXC reassures candidates that their best interests continue to be at the center of the organization's decisions and processes and wishes all candidates well in their examinations. As the police continue their investigations in Jamaica, CXC and ministry officials from across the region will continue to monitor the security of the regional examinations, CXC said. The deputy mayor of Kingston, Winston Ennis, has appealed to Jamaicans to do their part in safeguarding the nation's children. Ennis made the appeal during the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation's monthly meeting earlier this week, where he strongly condemned the abduction and killing of 8-year-old Danielle Rowe. The level of heartlessness and cruelty can only be classified as incomprehensible and frankly demonic. I implore all of us, please take additional measures to protect our children, and if any of us suspects or sees anything, please report it to the police, he urged. Decrying the violent act against the child, Ennis said it is particularly disturbing as it took place on the heels of the recent Child Month celebrations. On Thursday, June 8th, Danielle was abducted from the Brayton Primary School in Portmore, in the central parish of St. Catherine, where she was a student. She succumbed to injuries inflicted by her abductors in the hospital last Saturday morning. On the international scene, protesters in Lebanon have attacked several bank buildings, set tires alight, and smashed windows to demand their money back. The angry demonstrations took place on Thursday in a suburb outside the capital, Beirut, and targeted the branches of Bank Audi, Bank of Beirut, and Byblos Bank in the Sin El Fil in Mount Lebanon Governorate. The protesters were angry about financial controls which have destroyed many people's life savings. People demanded the return of their money, also calling for officials involved in corruption, including the central bank governor Riyad Salameh, to be held accountable. According to Al Jazeera, one protester said they were sending the banks a message. Lebanon has been hit with a crushing economic crisis since 2019, with the World Bank deeming it one of the worst in modern history. And finally, in sports, a zero-tolerance approach must be taken over racism in football, and referees at all levels must stop matches if such incidents occur, FIFA President Gianni Infantino has said. Infantino met Real Madrid's Vinicius Jr. to discuss racism in the sport after the Brazil international spoke out when he was targeted by the crowd in Spain last month. The FIFA chief labeled the racists criminals and said football authorities had to shoulder responsibility. Vinicius, who is black, has been the target of sustained racist abuse by fans in Spanish stadiums throughout the season, with little done by referees or football bodies to protect him. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. News. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Wait and see, wait and see, wait and see, wait and see. Whenever we touching the vacancy, we just climb over the gate and see. Boom, it's carnival time at Courts Ready Cash. So visit your nearest Courts Ready Cash for instant carnival prizes, tickets, and much more with your loan of $3,000 or over. Come home to Courts Ready Cash this carnival season and enjoy flexible payment terms, hassle-free service, and fast approval. All you need is your ID, proof of address, payslip, your job letter, and 2 references. Simple as that. Follow Ready Cash on Facebook and Instagram for your updates and in our in-store carnival parties and our carnival workout session. It's time for carnival at